Come join Stu and I as we recap our visit to the Green Bay Card Show at the KI Convention Center. Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back to JC3 Cards and Collectibles. Today, we are going to take you through our pickups from the Green Bay Card Show that we attended on Saturday, December 14th at the KI Convention Center in Green Bay, Wisconsin. This is one of the primary card shows in the area. It is hosted at the KI Convention Center quarterly, which the KI Convention Center is one of the largest venues in the area. It makes for almost kind of a regional card show. As always, we went in with a plan. We were looking to get some mid-level cards to kind of seed our inventory in our store with some nicer inventory that then would lead to maybe some anchors, if you will, that would lead to attaching on some additional cards to get those multi-card sales. We did pick up a few of those mid-range cards. However, we fell back into our bread and butter again. It's difficult as you go through the floor of that show and you start to see some of those value boxes with lots of shiny things in it, and you start to dig through and you find those bread and butter cards. That's right, those dollar box finds. So we did get a lot of those. However, we felt like we did a pretty good job of getting some value, and we'll talk about that as we dig through some of these. The dollar box and JC3 cards and collectibles shared a table as always. Sold a little bit of our dime box items. Dollar box had some 50-cent boxes that we went through. And it was, as always, for JC3 cards and collectibles, it's a family event. Mrs. JC3 came out. One of my boys came out and helped us work the table throughout the day as we did some shopping as well. So really good day there at the KI Convention Center with the Green Bay Card Show. Let's show you some of our pickups today. Okay, so the first item we have today is a Topps Holiday Tin, 2024 Topps Holiday. This has 59 total cards, and this was at a vendor for $15. It does include 3 exclusive holiday tree parallels. Some debate on whether or not these are only available in these tins. I will say I did get a couple of the mega box options prior to the show, and I did not get any of the holiday tree parallels. Others have told me they have received them. So the reason I bought the tin is because I wanted to see the holiday tree parallels, and I did get the 3 in here. So we can go ahead and open this up. The top just screws off, and then they position the cards in there like so. There's a little stand up in there. So we'll take a look at what we actually got in there. The tin is fun. I don't know what I'll use it for. I will probably put it on the shelf behind me as a background decoration. But let's see. Let's put a little stand up here. Let's see if this will work. So first, we got the exclusive holiday stocking ornament as well. I guess I shouldn't say exclusive on that one because that is not the exclusive. But this is a nice little shiny stocking with CJ Abrams on it. I like that. In the mega boxes, you got the gingerbread house ornament. This is the stocking ornament card. I like these a little better because these are easier to ship. Obviously, that card is not going to stand in the stand for you, so I'm just going to hold that there. But so this will fit in a standard top loader, I believe. I haven't tried it yet. Let's double check that. We can do a quick test on that here. Oh, okay. Yeah, that should fit in there, no problem. Definitely has the length. If I hold it on the top, you can see that, yep, it's going to fit side to side as well. So that's a plus. The gingerbread house, I anticipate when I sell those, I will have to ship that in like a 6x9. Up next is a metallic holiday tree parallel, and these are pretty nice. You can see it's got that foil finish to it. Really nice color on it. I did get a Clayton Kershaw in that tin, so that's a nice pull. If I'm going to get a picture and it's not Paul Skeens, that's probably a pretty solid vet to get. You can see the light changing a little bit in there as I move it. So I was happy to get that. The standard tree parallels that I received, not quite as good. Here's the first one, Ezekiel Tovar. And we got a rookie, Nick Lofton. You can see him there. And then Logan Webb. So you can see the frosted white pine needles around the edge that signify the holiday tree parallels. So they are nice. My kind of thought process on that and in driving me to get that was solely that I did not have any of the holiday tree parallels. And I do like to get a few of the new product parallels in my store. I don't know how much more of the holiday, Topps Holiday I will buy. It is one of our favorite products in the house. Every year we look forward to this coming out, and we will go out there and purchase some. We open them as a family usually, which is always fun. And they do sell. There are people that look for them. I've sold a number of these already just from the mega boxes that I had. What I would say is that once the holidays are gone, they do tend to slow down. Not all that surprising on that. But they definitely have a market, and I still sell some after the primary holiday is over as well. What I mean by that is I have sold some 2021, 2020, 2022 Topps Holiday this year. It is not just the current year where you will see some sales. Let's look at some of the vets, the base card vets that we pulled out of this that I usually am able to sell. There's a Kyle Schwarber. Schwarbs has a good, strong market. I usually try to grab his name out of any base cards I have and list them right away. Acuna, of course, still a good market. He'll be coming back from his knee injury. I like the sliding mitt on here. It almost could double as a holiday variation. If you didn't know better, if you didn't know he had a mitt on all the time, you'd be like, oh, look at that, winter mitt he's got on. But that is just his regular sliding mitt. And then finally, Freddie Freeman getting some love after his great World Series. He's a base card I like to get out there in the store pretty quickly when I get them, to try and cash in on some of that World Series hype. Freddie Freeman, it's not really fair that it took a World Series for him to get some good love in the hobby. He is an outstanding player, but he's also kind of a quiet player, right? So you don't see him a lot in the media talking about things. He doesn't get in any trouble, which ironically kind of works against a player in the hobby sometimes, because any news is good news in the hobby when you're talking about getting eyes on a card and people searching a name. So Freddie Freeman, good to see him getting a little bump from the World Series. Now, the other plus in these that I will try to list right away are some of the rookies. So here we have a Jackson Churio, still selling pretty well. Spencer Steer, this is actually not a rookie. That's a rookie cup. But he got some good love last season, so I'm going to try and push some of these rookie cup versions of his. There are collectors that seek out these rookie cups. Henry Davis. So, kind of a sleeper here. You may not know Henry Davis, probably because he plays for Pittsburgh. But I have high expectations for Henry Davis. I think he has as good a chance as any to become the next premier catcher in the league. So I have been grabbing some of his rookies. And then, of course, you got those Yankee rookies you always want to treat as a premium. You got a Jason Dominguez here, still selling well. And Austin Wells, not as well as Jason Dominguez, but any Yankees rookie is pretty much a good rookie in the hobby. But then, of course, we have the premier rookie from the set, and that is Mr. Paul Skeens. So there you go with the Paul Skeens. We did pull him out of that batch as well. So the tin was okay for us. I will say the mega boxes, in my opinion, have been some better pulls. Now these are the rest of the base cards that they will be listed at the floor of my store. I might eventually do some team bags with these or something like that to try and move some bulk. But fun set. You can see all the holiday decorations in the background. And now that I think about it, I still need to take a second look at these cards, make sure that little hidden elf isn't peeking out someplace. I do look at the fronts and the backs on these when I go through them. So if you look at the, try and get it close enough for you, but if you look at the Topps code at the bottom, there'll be a different N4 numbers for some of the variations and inserts. So you want to check the front and the back, because I will tell you that little holiday elf, I don't have any yet. But if you spot one of those little holiday elves, he's just going to have his head peeping up somewhere, and it blends in fabulously with all the other Christmas decorations. So tip for you today, make sure you check the codes on the back too. They can save you some heartache if you miss that. Okay, so next up, I have a few cards that I purchased from the Dollar Box. The Dollar Box and I usually partner on a table. We split a table, and the Dollar Box had their 50-cent boxes out today. But I typically take a look at their box of cards as well, see if there's anything that fits my particular buyers. And I actually did grab 4 cards out of his 50-cent box, and I did so specifically for Steve Young. Now, I have 3 cards here I'll share. I couldn't recall what the 4th card was. I was looking through it, and I couldn't pick out what the 4th card was. But I do know these 3 Steve Young cards were part of that buy. And I know that because the night before, I sold a multi-card order with a number of Steve Young cards that has been a repeat buyer for me. So it was a great, easy way to restock some Steve Young that I had just sold. Steve Young, of course, Hall of Fame quarterback, generally regarded as the best left-handed quarterback of all time. Of course, that is open for discussion, but I think a large majority of people would see him as the best, if not the best, at least in the discussion for the best left-handed quarterback of all time. So a nice Topps insert there. This next one is a 96 Pacific Pro Bowl version, Steve Young. And these are all foil finish on these, which is why I really like them and grab them. And then let's see, Collector's Edge. I think this is a 99 Collector's Edge Fury. And this is the explosive insert. So you can see a nice foil finish on that one as well. So made a $2 purchase from the dollar box. Try to help him, pay the bills and get by. I do what I can to help out my friends. All right. Next up is a nice buy. It was actually my last buy of the day. And I haven't even taken these out of the top loaders with their asking prices on them. I did not pay the asking price on these, and maybe after I go through these, I can tell you what I did pay. But it was late in the show, and I hit a table with a stack of wrestling cards, and right next to it, I had a stack of Star Wars cards, and I really was looking at the Star Wars cards first and looking at the prices on them, I was like, I don't know that there's enough meat left on the bones for me on that. So then I started kind of just leafing through the wrestling cards, and the dealer said, "Hey, if you're interested in wrestling, I'm ready to let those go. You can take the whole stack for X amount." And I kind of hemmed and hawed a little bit. And I said, well, I'll tell you what if we do the wrestling and the Star Wars for Y? And the dealer took it. So up first, we've got a prismatic entrances for Asuka. Dealer was looking for $4 on these. And most of these are pretty similar set. I've got some 2022 Prism. Might all be 22. No, I've got some other things as well. So we'll take a little closer look at that as we go through. Another 2022 Prism insert, next level Becky Lynch. Dealer was asking $3 for that. And then we've got a base refractor from 2022 Panini Prism. This is actually former champion Damian Priest in the refractor. Dealer was looking for $3 for that. And then we have a 2023 Prism of a cracked ice, Rob Van Dam. The whole damn show right there. Dealer was looking for $2 on that one. Rob Van Dam has a huge following. I don't know that the dealer really was that familiar with wrestling. I think even at $2, I might have had some meat left on the bone for that. And then next up, 2023 Prism, Aoff Valkyrie, who now goes by Valkyra, I think, since she made the main roster, but she is a crowd favorite right now. She's a very small performer. They've been working her in a lot of tag teams and such, but she has a strong following from Europe. Dealer was looking for $2 on that one. Reset here. Then we've got 2023 Panini Prism. And this is a rookie card for Ava Rain. Ava Rain. And the sneaky thing about Ava Rain is that is the daughter of one Dwayne Johnson. That's right, The Rock. That is The Rock's daughter there. So brings with it a little bit of a premium. The dealer was asking for $2 on that one. And then up next, we've got another 2022 Prism Refractor of current WWE Women's Champion, Liv Morgan. Now, this one, the dealer was looking for $10. There is no way that card's going to get $10. I'm not sure how that price was set on that one. Again, I did not pay list price. But $10 was way, way overpriced on that one if someone were to pay list price. And then this next one is a little variation. We're getting out of the standard prisms here. Trying to see exactly what set this is from. It is a Topps card, but I don't know what year it is. I'll have to do some research on this one. But It is the history of insert, and it is Mr. Perfect. Kurt Hennig. Dealer was looking for $2 on that one. Just a fun card. I love, if you get a chance, go back and look at the old WWE vignettes of Mr. Perfect when they brought him in. And he would do things like making full court shots, kicking 99-yard field goals, just all these ridiculous athletic feats that were, of course, totally staged, but really fun watching those. If you're a fan of wrestling, I encourage you to check those out. And we'll go back to some of the vertical alignments here. 2023 Prism Refractor of Carmelo Hayes. That's right, himself. Dealer was looking for $5 on that one, probably just on name alone. Then this next one, not much value left in this one. 2023 Prism Cracked Ice Boa. Dealer was looking for $2. I don't think Boa's on the active roster anymore. He never made it out of NXT. He was paired with some other performers for the most part, as kind of an enforcer for them. But haven't seen him in quite a while. Still, nice card though. Might be a market out there. I don't know. Another current NXT champion, 2023 Prism Green Refractor, Tony D'Angelo. Having a nice run in NXT right now, I'd have to say. Another former WE champion from 2022 Prism. Again, the green Prism. I think I said Refractor before. Sorry, Topps and Panini. Of course, Refractor and Prism, same scientific premise, just different brand terminology. But Damian Priest here again. Looks like he is putting a beating on Sheamus there. Dealer is looking for $3. This next one I really like. Takes me back a little bit. 2023 Panini Prism insert prismatic entrances Latino Heat. Eddie Guerrero in the lowrider coming in. Dealer was looking for $4 there. Another inactive wrestler here. Well, inactive performer. She works as a valet yet for the War Raiders, Viking Raiders, whatever you want to call them. 2023 Panini Prism Cracked Ice Valhalla, formerly known as Sarah Logan. Dealer was looking for $2 on that one. Another insert here, 2022 Panini Prism Next Level Asuka, who we hadn't seen in a while for injuries, I believe, but she is back now. Dealer's looking for $4 on that one. And then a nice little rookie card. I've had some success selling these. It's from the NXT 2.0 set of 2022 Panini Prism. It's a rookie card of Miss Cora Jade. Dealer was only looking for $1 there. I've sold that card for more than $1. I know there's a market for that. So just that wrestling stack alone, dealer was looking for, let's see, 5, 7, 11, 14, 15, 17, 22, 24, 34, $36 just for that wrestling pile. And not a little more than that. What did I say? 34, 36, 38, 41, 44, $45 for this stack of wrestling cards. I will give you a little teaser here. I paid less than that for both stacks. As I said, I felt I got a pretty good deal on these. And I'll let you know what that was after this next group of cards. So now we go to the cards I was really most interested in, more so than the wrestling cards. I really wanted to check out these Star Wars cards, and I felt like they were looking for too much on those. So that's when I started looking at the wrestling. But these are, I think they're all from the same set. It is, I'm looking to see what set it is. They are Topps Chrome. I don't know what year though. I'll have to figure that out yet. I love it when there's no like copyright year on the back. Isn't that unusual? Um, so this looks like some of these are from the Mandalorian set. These first couple are from the Mandalorian set. We've got the Heiress. Dealer was looking for $4 on that. It is, yeah, you can see there's a little color in there. So that's a refractor. Now we're talking top, so we can say refractor instead of prism. So the Heiress, the team arrives at the secret enclave. Another one here from the Heiress insert set. Dealer was looking for $2 on this one. Bo-Katan wields the dark saber. Nice looking cards there. This next one, I believe, is not from the Mandalorian set, but it is a Topps Chrome, and it is also an insert. It is also a refractor. Dealer was looking for $2 on this one. The Rise of Palpatine, which immediately makes me think of the scene in the movie where Emperor Palpatine says to Vader, "Rise." The Tale of Darth Plagueis. Dealer was looking for $2 on that one. Star Wars refractors, man, I wanna get those anytime I can if I can get them for the right price. We'll switch over to the vertical alignment cards now. We've got this is from the Book of Boba Fett. We've got a refractor again. Cad Bane, $2. One of the more popular bounty hunters. Of course, not as popular as Boba Fett himself. But Cad Bane, I believe in the Book of Boba Fett, this was the first live action version of Cad Bane. So a nice card there. If you are a huge Star Wars fan, I think that card has a ton of marketability. From the Star Wars Phantom Menace, another refractor. We've got Qui-Gon Jinn here. They were looking for $4 on that. This one I'll butcher the name. This is from Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. It is a refractor, and it looks like a red Raywave refractor. Again, from Topps Chrome. Isla Secura, Jedi Knight. Really nice looking card there. It's got some pop. From Rogue One, a Star Wars story, a droid who has quietly become one of my more memorable droids. Nobody can touch C-3PO and R2-D2, of course, but K2SO had some really good lines in Rogue One. Really found a place in the lore. Another red Raywave. Maybe they call these ruby. It's a pretty deep red. I'm not sure. I'll reset here, make room for a couple more. Out of the Mandalorian, Ranzer Melk. So the actor playing this character was someone I was familiar with from the Sons of Anarchy. I think his character name in Sons of Anarchy was Boone. So it was nice to see him in that series as well. Dealer was looking for $2 on that. From the Mandalorian, Elia Kane, kind of a sub character arc. Don't really know a lot about that character. Dealer was looking for $4 on that one. That's probably the max of the market out there on that one. I'm not sure, but usually these background characters do not have nearly the market of the main characters in these stories. This next one is from Ahsoka, and this is the first one I've seen with the debut logo on it. So this is Shin Hati. I don't see any color on this one. Let's move it a little bit. Yeah, not a refractor, but it is a chrome. But being the debut, I think it might have a market to some extent. Dealer was looking for $4 on that. This is a lead character in their own story. Nice refractor foil. banners, but not a refractor completely. We've got Cassian Andor here, got his own story. Dealer was looking for $4. And then the coup de grace, if you will, the one that really caught my attention in the Star Wars stack was this one. This is a galactic gear insert. It is a refractor. And we all know this one. Darth Vader galactic gear. Dealer was looking for $5 on this one. What I really like on this one is on the back, they actually say Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader, which I thought was a nice touch. So those are the Star Wars cards I got in that stack. Let's see. The Star Wars stack was 5, 9, 13, 17, 19, 23, 28, 32, 36, 34, 36, 38, another $42. Some combined with the 50 some on the wrestling stack. The dealer wanted over $90 for this stack of wrestling and Star Wars. And the dealer said, I don't really know much about either of those. I'd like to just move them. I don't want to pack them up and take them home today. So the dealer said on the wrestling pile, hey, will you take, let me sort out the wrestling again. Will you take the wrestling cards for 15? And there were what? 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There were 16 wrestling cards, all prism, a bunch of refractors. He said, will you take those for 15? I said, well, I don't know. But would you do the wrestling and the Star Wars for 30? We'll double up and do both for 30. And the dealer said, absolutely, I'll do that. So basically I paid 1/3 of what the dealer was asking for on those. And I think that was a pretty good deal. I think there will be plenty left on the bone for those cards. Really pleased with that buy. This next set, I don't really recall exactly what I paid. It was a short stop off at a table. I was just kind of picking at a couple cards. I didn't buy a lot. And then I was doing some promo work for our upcoming GOAT card show in January 12th at the Riverside Ballroom. If you are local to the area. But then I did make a little bit of a buy. The dealer had some Spellbound cards laying around and had some Topps composite that I liked. I want to say I didn't spend more than $5 at this table. A nice Jane Novacek Topps Chrome Black from the composite set. Kellen Winslow Resurgence, and this is one of the parallels of Resurgent. I don't recall what the name of that parallel is. I've had a few more, but it's really sharp. It's kind of like those disco balls in the background. So it's a would you say it's a refractor because those little disco balls refract the light? I guess so. It would be, if it was a panini, it would be considered a prism. So I think you can call that a refractor. I really like these modern artist cards. So did find a Peyton Manning in there in the modern artist. Dallas Cowboys tend to sell. So I found this X-Fractor Topps Finest Randy White from Composite in there I picked up. A nice Ricky Williams grounded. I just like the image on that. Topps Chrome all etch Sean Alexander. I think those all etch look pretty sharp. And then there's the Spellbound. So there was a couple for Max Crosby. Got a green O here. Turn that around a little bit more. There we go. We got a pink S for Max Crosby. And then one I went back for. So I bought all those cards from the dealer for like $4. And then I said, oh, let me grab a flyer for you and come back because I didn't have a flyer on me when I was talking about the GOAT card show. When I came back for the GOAT flyer, he had one Tyreek Hill card sitting there, and I'm like, well, you just got the one. I'll take it off your hands. So I got this Tyreek Hill pink H from him as well for $1. So basically $5 for those cards from that dealer. I felt it was a decent buy, but most of that stuff was really about promoting the GOAT card show. So not too bad there. What do we got next? First buy of the day. This was a $15 buy of all hockey. It was the first table I hit on the day, and I got attracted to basically a 5-cent box of hockey, and my knowledge of hockey is not great. So as a result, I don't want to if I think I'm taking a chance on hockey cards because I just don't know the market as well. I don't want to spend a lot. So a 5 cents box is really ideal for me because I'm not risking a lot. But the dealer kind of got me a little bit because once I picked out these 5-cent cards, I handed them a 20, and I really wanted to get some singles and a 5 to have some smaller bills for my table since I'm selling 10-cent cards. And the dealer's like, I don't really have, that kind of change unless, if you can get a little bit more, then it's easier for me to break that for you. So I was like, I looked through your top loaded stuff too. And I ended up buying some top loads as well. So this complete buy ended up being $15. And we'll start with the raw 5-cent cards. All right. So we got a Ty Delandria, and I'm going to murder some of these names. That's in the marquee rookies, OPG. Most of these were OPG. We got a Brady Kachuk, whose name I am familiar with from some previous buys. James Van Remsdijk. Hopefully, you hockey fans can tell me if I grabbed a few good names here. Alec Belzile. For the most part, I try to get wingers or centers. I try to stay away from a lot of defensemen. Goalies, I'll get. I wanna try and get guys that are either scoring opportunities or stopping the scoring in the net. We got an upper deck canvas here of Thomas Hertl, Patrick Lane, and this name I do know. Penguin Sidney Crosby. Obviously, that's a big name in hockey. Elias Lindholm, Calgary Flames center. Leon Draisaitl, Edmonton Oilers center. I've sold a few of his, so that was a name I did know. Some more Patrick Kane, Blackhawks right winger. This is an SP Authentic Parallel, I believe. Limited future watch. It's got kind of this ruby red foil. Jamie Drysdale of the Ducks. That is an exception to my not a lot of defensemen rule, but that was because it was the parallel foil. Another limited parallel foil. Connor Garland, right winger for the Canucks. Logan Couture, team leaders insert. SP Authentic. Getting a little thick there on the stand. SP Authentic, Tyler Seguin, Dallas Stars center. Lucas Raymond, Red Wings left winger. Again, limited future watch parallel, I believe. Spectrum FX, Andre Vasilevsky, Lightning. Let's see. Anders Lee. I am familiar with Anders Lee, New York Islanders left winger. I think he played for our home Wisconsin Badgers, which is why I know that name. We've got some. I did pick up some checklists out of this as well. For a nickel, that's kind of a sneaky play. I think the checklists are a better play on older sets. This happens to be modern, but at some point, this will be an older set as well. So I got this checklist Series 2 Upper Deck, featuring Ashton Matthews and Elias Peterson. Another marquee rookies, Alexander Alexiev, another defenseman, but it was a marquee rookie. So I make some exceptions on the defenseman rule. Another Sidney Crosby. We got an award winners, Nathan McKinnon, center. Here is Marc-Andre Fleury. I felt like I knew that name, and we got a goalie there. Young Guns insert of a checklist of the Young Guns, not an insert. I got to correct myself there. Looks like Tim Stutzel and Dylan Cousins, but again, it's a checklist. At some point, someone is likely to be looking for a checklist. Another Brady Tkachuk. Somehow, every time I put a card in here, it moves it a little bit. Ottawa Senators left winger. Alex Ovechkin, another big name in hockey that I was familiar with. Washington Capitals left winger. We got a pageantry refractor type insert. Jacob Markstrom, center for the Flames. Excuse me, I got a little bit of a stuffy nose here today. Another one of the Sidney Crosby. So I think I got 3 copies of that. Always good to have some extras for those volume promotions. Another Fleury card here as well. Couple more copies of James Remsdyke. Another checklist. This one featuring Patrick Kane and Leon Draisaitl. Marquee rookies, Nick Robertson. Oh, look at me. I can't get it in the stand there. Got a new setup today to go through these. Let me know what you think of this. Do you like this setup a little better? I know I like it better, but it takes a little adjustment to get used to. Stu likes it, right? Huh? He's screaming that he likes it. What else we got? Award winners, Matt Dumba. Dumba? I don't know. And then we've got some horizontal oriented cards we'll go through. Future icons here with Wyatt Kalinick and Philip Kurashev. We've got Jordan Greenway of the Minnesota Wild. Patrick Kane. Dominic Kubalik. And we got a couple copies of that. Another Patrick Kane. Jordan Greenway. And another Kubalik. I just like the eye appeal of these particular horizontal cards. And they were some of the positions that I think have a better market in the hockey hobby market for them. So I went ahead and picked those up. So these were all nickel buys here for that stack. And then, as I said, I went into some of their top-loaded cards, and they had mixed sports in there, and I even got one non-sport out of there as well, surprisingly. I didn't sort these out ahead of time. Why don't we continue with hockey first, and then I'll go into a couple of the other ones. So we got Deep Roots insert, and that is Leon Draisaitl. Another Deep Roots insert, Mark Scheffel, I think. You'll have to correct me on that one. A Dazzlers, Kyle Connor. And that Dazzler, I don't know, there may be different parallels. This one certainly shows plenty of pink in it, so that might be a pink parallel. I'm not sure. We've got an SP Top Rookies, Alexander Holtz, right winger. And we've got a pageantry, another pageantry. So interestingly, I did get one pageantry out of the nickel box, and then this one was top loaded. And they wanted a little more for it. Dylan Larkin of the Red Wings center. Those pageantry cards look pretty sharp. I'm not gonna lie, I like those. A Matthew Kachuk limited SP authentic with the parallel foil. Another pageantry, Joe Valeno. A marquee rookies, Ryan McLeod. This is one of my favorites, pageantry, Mr. Hockey, Gordie Howe. And then another pageantry, Joe Pavelski. Familiar with that name as well. I know he's had a really good career. So those were the hockeys added in from the top loads, but then I also picked up a non-sport. So we got a blue sapphire, Marvel Morbius. I know the Morbius movie last year brought some interest into that character. We'll try and grab a buyer for that. Little bit of football. We got a Jalen Hurts Illusions. I think this is an extra points. Which one is it? Let's see. It doesn't say extra points, so it's just a parallel. And I don't know off the top of my head which parallel, but it's got the really fine dot patterns on it. It looks pretty sharp. I'm still on the James Cook train. So I picked up another rookie card of James Cook. And then this Fleer Gamers from 2000, one of the all-time great cornerbacks of the game, and that is Champ Bailey. And there's one specific reason I grabbed this when I found it. It's really about this foil logo over there. It's got the old school Washington logo there, and I think there's some nostalgia on that might grab a buyer. May not be PC these days, but those cards still exist, and I think there are buyers that are nostalgic for that. Then we had some baseball in there as well. I got this. This is from 2024 Tops. I don't know if it was Series 1 or Series 2, but we got the insert. I can't remember what these inserts are called, but they represent kind of like the airport code, 3-letter code. So we got the Boston Sedan Rafaela rookie card there. This Bowman Chrome, my first Bowman for Julio Rodriguez. The J-Rod market has cooled quite a bit, but I thought the eye appeal on this one, the my first Bowman, it's got the refractor finish on it. I was like, it's got to have a buyer out there somewhere yet. A spotless, let's see, spotless spans. Yeah, that's what it's called. 2022. This was an Allen and Ginter insert. Reggie White. Covering the Field 2024 insert of Bryce Harper here. I've seen mixed reviews of these cards. Some people hate it. They're like, it's just a bunch of red dots all over. If you are an analytics fan of baseball, I think you appreciate it. I actually like it. It's the hit spray chart. It makes sense to me when I see it. But I certainly understand why some people would not be as much of a fan of it. Another Bowman Chrome insert here. This is from 2024 Bowman Chrome. International impact. But what really got this one to gravitate to me is the family ties here with Ronald Acuna Jr. and Luis Angel Acuna, his little brother from Venezuela. So to get both of the brothers on a single card, I think drives up the market a little bit if you are an Acuna fan. Couple more here. We got all etch, Topps Chrome all etch. If you are familiar with some of my previous videos, you may remember that I was a big fan of the Topps Superstar Blueprints insert set, and I actually made a little bit of wall art with that insert set. This one is a similar version of that idea from Panini. This is from 2023 Panini Prism, but it's the Blueprints insert. So kind of same concept. It got me with the eye appeal. I usually feel like if I see something I really like, there's got to be others that really like that as well. Another all etch here. We got Adley Rutschman, no longer a rookie, but a really nice card, and I think his market will hold for a little bit more. So that covers everything on that table. That first buy of the day. So again, a bunch of nickel raw cards, and then I grabbed some of these top loaded ones. That was a $15 buy right there. Felt like I did pretty well with that. You know, it's always, I find it's always good to have a warm up buy on the day. All right, we're ready to move on to the next part of the buys on the day at the Green Bay Card Show. That was December 14th, 2024 at the KI Convention Center in Green Bay. One of the major card shows that we have in the area. It happens quarterly at the KI Center. It's a nice space to work out of. We usually have a table where we do a little sales as well, but it's also a great buying opportunity. It's actually, other than our own show, it's the only show that the Dollar Box and JC3 Cards and Collectibles set up a table and sell at. Everything else is typically online sales. So the cards we have now are all from a dealer that had 4 or 5 50-cent boxes to go through, and they were advertising 50 cents a card or 3 for $1, which would be 33 cents. I did end up pulling, I believe I got it to exactly 200 cards. And I countered with, hey, can we get these to 20 cents a card? He said that was a bit too much, but we did settle on about 25 cents a card. So was pleased with that. A quarter a card. A lot of these are going to be inserts and some cards that are pretty nice, and I don't see a whole lot of. So I was okay with that at 25 cents a card. Still half price of what they were listed at out there, and I think plenty of meat on the bones. So we'll jump into them now. The very first one is a Pro Set Superstars music cards and Dread Zeppelin. So Dread Zeppelin is a cover band of, you guessed it, Led Zeppelin songs. Pretty strong following. I thought, I'll try to tap into that a little bit. I don't have any other Dread Zeppelin cards, but I was aware of them. So when I saw this, I thought, why not give it a try? A couple of Goudet cards here from Goodwin Champions. So Goudet is an insert set. This one is the pink, yellow, green insert set for Goudet. So parallels here. They have a refractor finish on it. Bryson DeChambeau here, which is a great name in golf. He has had some success. Disappointment when I did get it home, though. I don't think you can see it in the image. Maybe if I hold it a little closer, but it's a little scratched up. Yeah, you can see a little bit there when I start to move it around. So this is likely going to be a fail on my part. Should have checked that out a little bit closer when I picked that up. That happens sometimes, though. You're flying through boxes and you miss on a little quality issue, and suddenly the little bit of meat that was left on the bone is now gone. And then the base Goudet insert set, we've got a little Coco Gauff here to appeal to people in the tennis world. Up next from that buy, we have a set that I had never seen or heard of before. But it caught my eye. It's got really good eye appeal, and each one of these are serial numbered out of 1,000. So these are from a special set, 2023 Leaf X Autism Foundation collection, where Leaf partnered with this autism foundation. I would assume some proceeds went to that foundation. So nice to help a cause with that, but really sharp cards. This first one, they're all refractor type finishes. Well, I take that back. But they are foil, not refractor, I guess I'll say. This first one is Arnya Sabalenka, tennis professional. The second one, at some point I got to go back to my pickleball hunches. I still feel like there's an emerging market in pickleball. Dollar Box will tell me it's not going to happen. I just keep remembering a lot of times on the weekends I turn on the TV and what's on ESPN? Pickleball. But this is the name to have in pickleball. Miss Anna Lee Waters, the top pickleball player on the circuit. So I picked that up. Keep going with that, driving that pickleball, right? And this last one, credit to Dollar Box for kind of telling me what I had here. This card had a lot of eye appeal, but I didn't know the name per se. This is Alicia Lehman. She is a soccer player, and come to find out, she has a massive, massive, massive social media presence on TikTok and X and what have you. Apparently, she does post a lot of pics, and people post a lot of pics of her as well on the pitch. Come to find out, if you're not familiar with her, go ahead and do your own research, and you will quickly find out why she appears to be so popular. Then I sorted out some additional buys by sport, and we're going to go with some basketball first. I found a few of these old phone cards. So these are, I think this one is 96. No, this one's 1995. Classic Assets Gold. This is actually a phone card that you could use to make phone charges. Now, some of you, if you're younger, you're like, what the heck is that? Yes, there were times when to make a long distance call from a payphone or from somebody else's phone, you would take these cards, and then on the back, there would be a little code that you would put in. I don't want to show it too long and someone take it, but basically you would have this little code that you would punch in, and you would have preloaded dollar amounts on here. So this is a $2 one, and the player here is who do we got there? Damon Stoudemire. And you would have, probably 5 minutes of long distance phone call time based on this card. Now, that is numbered as well, which caught my attention. These next two are not numbered. So this was the gold variation. That is gold. These next two are 1996 classic asset insert phone cards as well, $2 phone cards. We've got Jerry Stackhouse here, and we've got Damon Stoudemire again. And then I got 2 copies of another variation of the phone cards. These are not numbered either. These are from the 96 set. But these are I believe they called them crystal assets. So there's the 2 Jerry Stackhouse crystals. So you can see these are acetate. You can see the JC3 logo through them. But the acetate versions are the clear, and these are just dollars. I'm going to pull those down because they don't want to stay on that stand very good because they're a little bit smaller than a standard card. But kind of a cool little unique piece that Classic had done. You may have seen me pick up some of these before. I am a fan. Some people I know are not. Tops embossed. So this is the Golden Idols insert. Is it insert or parallel? Let me double check here. Yep, Golden Idols. That is that. I believe that's an insert. No, it's a parallel. Okay, that settles that. According to Trading Card Database, that is a parallel. The Golden Idols are a parallel set in Tops Embossed. 94, 95, we've got Isaiah Ryder here. So on one hand, I can see where people are like, that gold lining obscures the image. And I would agree. It certainly does. That is not the clearest image that you will see. I still think it's cool. If I hold it a little closer, I think you can see it a little. There we go. If we get that just the right light, you can see it's an embossed image, and then they put a thin layer of gold over the top of it. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. Certainly is not, probably isn't the favorite of the players because you can't see their image too well, but I like it. And then this set that I got a couple of cards here from, this is 95. So I'd have to do some research on this. This is Hakeem Olajuwon, and it is an insert set, the Olajuwon insert set. On the back, it says Hakeem the Olajuwon, the Dream. That was his nickname. But it also says, if you look here in the bottom corner, it says Classic. The only documentation I could find of this set calls it Pacific Prism. So lots of mergers and buyouts over the years of the card manufacturers. I don't know if at some point Pacific bought Classic. I'd have to research that. But I found these cards listed as Pacific Prism, Olajuwon, and then the insert set numbers all start with DS. So I picked up 3 of those. Also note, I thought it's kind of nice. They replaced Rockets on the front with Hakeem. So it is licensed by the player, but clearly not licensed by the team, by the NBA. So I got 3 different cards from that set. The gold really pops. Early Prism type cards. I really have an appreciation for. And that was Hakeem in the red. Here's one more in the white. Hakeem Olajuwon. So nice cards there. Then just a few more basketball. Another Hakeem from Topps Finest. Nice looking card there for the Rockets. No. Dikembe Mutombo. I always like to pick up a few Dikembe Mutombo. Another Topps Finest there. And then I did get 3 copies of this card for Dominique. This is from Fleer 93-94. Picked all 3 of those up to get a volume listing. And then just a couple horizontal cards here for you. This first one is an insert backcourt tandem from Topps Stadium Club. What year is that? That looks like a 96, I think. But you got Stacey Ogman and Mookie Blaylock. I grab Mookie Blaylock cards a lot for a simple reason. The name always stands out to me because the original name for the band the band Pearl Jam was Mookie Blaylock because they were fans of Mookie Blaylock from his time with the Seattle Supersonics. Of course, they made a decision to change that, and I think it was probably good they did. But now I think of that every time I see a Mookie Blaylock card, and I tend to pick it up. This last basketball card I picked up here is an NBA Hoops from 1993. And it is the All-Star squad for the Eastern Conference that year. Little bit of a sneaky play there. I grabbed this because who is on that East NBA All-Star team right there in the back row in the middle? But that is number 23, Michael Jordan. So, sneaky play to get a Jordan card there. You get the All-Star squad, and of course, you have with him Shaq and a few others on that team. Just kind of, I see Isaiah there, Isaiah Thomas. I see Patrick Ewing. I see Scottie Pippen. So, a number of players there that have some hobby and all in one image in the All-Star uni. So, there you go for the basketball cards. Not a whole lot of basketball. a few oddball non-sport cards, and then a little bit of basketball. Up next, I have my football buys sorted out, so we'll go through there. Let's see if we can do a few of the horizontal cards first, and then we'll come back to the vertical orientations. There we go. I got those sorted out. So up first, we have a 2022 wild card mat. Carson Strong, and numbered out of 100. It's a little difficult to see there without just the right angle. There you go. Now you can see it's out of 100. So Carson Strong doesn't have a huge name, but for a quarter, numbered out of 100, I thought I would give that a try. And then I continue on my journey with Drew Bledsoe. I don't know. I might be the only one in the world that thinks Drew Bledsoe has a chance to have some hobby. But ever since I saw the roast of Tom Brady, I keep thinking to myself, okay, maybe there's a chance for some Drew Bledsoe interest because of that. And so far, I have sold a couple of his cards, but I have not not sold a ton. So jury's still out on that if I'm going to be successful or not. I would say so far it has not come to the extent of success that I was hoping for. So definitely, still a play I'm trying to make. But the other piece about this one is it is a numbered card out of 950. It's the Living Legends insert from 2001 Pacific Crown Royal. I've become a really good fan of Pacific Crown Royal. Now speaking of that, here's a 1999 Crown Royal, a set that I was not familiar with. But it is the Cardsupial set, and we've got a Tim Couch here, which Tim Couch, not a ton of hobby, okay? But what got me is this Cardsupial concept. So this card, first of all, the front looks pretty cool with the steel plating, but the back, Cardsupial is a reference to a kangaroo. It's got a little pocket here where a mini card tucks in. Every one of the main cards, so this Tim Couch card has a parallel mini that tucks into this pocket. Okay. Now, here's the problem. Tucked into that pocket was a Dan Marino Cardsupial mini number 12. That is not the card that is supposed to go in there. It should be a number 2. So these two are obviously not a match. Someone just tucked in the card they had. So what I will probably do is see if I can find the Tim Couch mini and put in the proper card, and then see if I can find the full-size Dan Marino and put those together and then sell them as a combination. Or maybe I'll just sell these two as separate cards and let somebody else do the work of putting them together. Either way, I like the concept. It's really cool. Essentially I got 2 cards for 1. So I would love to see that set come back, to tell you the truth. I really enjoyed it. All right, we got a modern card here, 2023 Mosaic in the yellow. Oh gosh, what are they calling these now? To me, it's like a honeycomb. I think it's the Mosaic. Yeah, Mosaic parallel, yellow Mosaic. Joe Thomas, legendary offensive lineman out of Wisconsin, University of Wisconsin. I know the Dollar Box and I talk about it on our live on Wednesday nights often, that we like to get some offensive linemen if it's someone that has some achievements, because there's not a ton of offensive lineman cards printed. So if you can get an offensive lineman that is in the Hall of Fame, I think that can be a good play. Up next, a couple of select cards for Randy Moss, Hall of Famer Randy Moss. Well, if I can get it on the stand here, it would help, right? There we go. So in his college uni from Marshall, number 88, we got two different cards for that. So Randy Moss, of course, this week it came out news that he is battling with some liver cancer. So best wishes and the best of luck to Randy Moss. Certainly a personality and changed the game of football. Really hoping that he's able to work through that with his medical staff, and best wishes to him. But at the same time, he's always a buy in the hobby. So this is certainly not a buy just because, hey, he's on the news about his medical issues. Always on the hunt for Hall of Famers like Randy Moss. So definitely picked these up when I saw him. Just thought I would mention the news this week that just came out. Also got a Prestige, 2017 Prestige. And this is a parallel. I'm certain of it. I believe it's the blue foil parallel. Phenomenal insert. So you've got the purple background with blue foil, which card designers take note. That's really hard to see sometimes when you do a dark on a dark. So if I move it around, you can see it just a little bit. Even on the bottom, there we go. Phenomenal athletes. That's the insert set. So that blue foil on the purple background for the Vikings, not the best choice, but I do think just the card itself is sharp with that purple background. Jameis Winston's been getting some play with the Cleveland Browns as I watch some football as I'm doing this video. Jameis Winston did not finish the game for the Browns. Coach's decision, he was pulled. But the media really enjoys Jameis Winston. Didn't pull the price sticker off of this yet, but again, these were all from a 50-cent box. So what I like when I see these price stickers, so you can see $3 was on this card at one point. Tells you at some point someone thought there was a market that would allow for a $3 price point or someplace close to that. So when I find something like that in a value box, right away it gives me a clue that, hey, at one time this card had value. Maybe I can tap into that again. Probably not $3, but if I can sell it for $1.99 when I bought it for a quarter, I can make a profit on that, right? So this is his Florida State uni, Football Heroes from Upper Deck. Actually, I have another Jameis Winston here, and this one is a horizontal orientation. So I'm going to flip these around. This one had a $5 sticker on it. So this was a rookie card in the Tampa Bay uni. Let's see if I can give you a little better image here. And it's the draft picks insert from Prestige, all silver foil. Pretty cool looking card. Probably was worth $5 at some point. It's not going to be now, but still something where I feel like should be some meat on the bone yet. Timmy Tebow. Always a market for Tim Tebow. The Zenith cards are really nice as well. It's a slight amount of chipping right at the bottom of the card, which is fairly common with cards like this, but not enough to prevent me from listing this one. I think it'll still go. I'll put that in excellent condition versus near mint. Put it out for $1.99, and I will likely be able to move that. Panini Illusions, really good value in Illusions, I feel, with the dual image, a little bit of refractor type foil, prismatic type foil, I should say, because it's Panini. But we got Archie Manning here in the Ole Miss uni. And then we got a Joe Theismann in the Notre Dame uni. This one's in real good shape. Then a little more Topps Composite. Well, actually, is this Topps Composite? Yep, this is Topps Composite. They pulled this from the Topps Gallery set. Another modern artist. We've got Chris Johnson there. I think that's Chris Johnson, right? C2K. Is that CJ2K? Yep, Chris Johnson. So I like the modern artist. You saw earlier in another buy, I had a Peyton Manning that I grabbed. Panini Illusions. So this is the second copy of this card I bought on the day, and I bought them from two different sellers. The first one I bought, it was in a top loader and sleeved, and I think, honestly, I don't know what they were asking because when I bought it as part of the bulk buy, it was part of a larger buy for $15. This one was specifically in a 50-cent box, and I think that's probably right. So it's got that really fine sparkle effect on it. Let's see if I can give you a better look at that. Yeah, there you can see it there. So it kind of shows you what we're dealing with there. So that's a parallel. I don't recall the name of it. It's probably got some funky name to it. Here's a Russell Wilson. This might be an orange parallel. Russell Wilson. Well, probably not a parallel. They may have color matched that to the unis, and that's why it's orange, because that's in Russell Wilson's Denver Broncos days. We've got an SP Authentic from is that a 2007 or is that earlier? Oh, that's a 1997. Had to get the magnifying glass out for that one. But another offensive lineman, another Hall of Famer, Orlando Pace with the Rams. I think they were in St. Louis when he was still playing for them. And then a few more numbered cards I pulled out of there. We got a 2001 Crown Royal Rookie Royalty, and we have Marcus Tuiasosopo, numbered out of 1250. Came across a few coaches cards, which I don't see a lot of. Most of them, though, when I grabbed them, I put them back because they were too scratched up. This one I thought made it unscathed. But as I'm looking at it here in my hand again, I see some of those scratching issues again. Let's see if you can see it. So it's a Donruss Elite Pink Jim Harbaugh. Looks really good. When I look at it on camera, it looks really good, which you can probably understand how I missed the scratches then. Even up close, it looks pretty good. But if I get it just right, there's some scratching right where the light is shining on there. So if I move that a little bit, yeah, I don't think you can pick it up on the camera, but I can see enough of it. I'm not going to list it now. That's going to be another loss on my end. That'll be two cards now that didn't pass quality for me. And you'll get that sometimes. Like I said, you're trying to quickly go through these boxes, and it's easy to miss some of those quality issues sometimes. Up next, we have a Michael Irvin. Oh, this is one that I was really looking for when I was talking with the dollar box. This is a Pinnacle Action Packed 24 karat gold from 1996, I believe. Yeah, Michael Irvin 24 karat gold. Look at that beauty there. Really like that. Adam over at the Dollar Box had picked up some 24 karat gold action packed, different year, and I think it was before Pinnacle had acquired action packed. So they looked very different, and I'm like, man, I know I picked up an action packed 24 karat gold today too, and I couldn't find it when I was looking through the cards, and I realized now the reason I couldn't find it is because I was looking for a different looking card based on what Adam had shown me. And this is a totally unique design from that one. But the logo down here, let me see if I can show you a little closer. It says 24 karat gold action, or 24 karat, and then up here, Pinnacle Action Packed. Really nice card. I think I should be able to find a buyer for that. another one with a sticker on it yet. A die cut Julio Jones Strata. They were trying to sell this for $3 at one point. No way do I think this will go for $3, but I think $1.99 in our store would be a fair price. And then one more football card I picked up for the day. And this is again a 95 classic. Another one of those calling cards, the assets insert. I'm just going to hold it up because it won't fit on the stand real well. This is Trent Dilfer with the Sprint calling card and the gold version as well. Again, this one is scratched off, so it's already been used. They're a little more desirable if they're not scratched off yet. But again, numbered 7741. So you would enter this number in at the prompt and you would be credited, $2 of long distance time or whatever it was. Once upon a time, kids, we would leave our parents' house for the weekend and maybe go to friend's house. Or for me, I lived in a very rural area. I would leave Friday night, go into town about 7-8 miles away, and just bum around with my friends, crash at their places. And I would just have to call in once in a while. And this was before cell phones. I didn't have a cell phone. So you would find a payphone or you would use your friend's phone. But if I had to use a payphone, a calling card like that would come in handy. So that is how we did it. And then I have some baseball to go through with you. I'm going to start with a few minis and odd size cards. We'll plow through those right away because I know that the card stand is not going to hold them. And I did not look any of these up yet. So that means I may not have a lot of information on them as I go through them. But we'll be able to, some of them we might look up as we're going through. Other ones you can certainly look up afterwards, and I know I will be doing that. So most of the selection I took from the 50-cent boxes were baseball cards. That is kind of my bread and butter. You've heard me talk before about how I go to card shows a lot of times with a specific plan in mind. So today, when I took my initial walk through the card show, what I had intended to go back and, or I guess I consider my first walkthrough kind of like a scouting. So we set up our table. I'm like, I'm gonna go take a walk through and scout where I wanna do some shopping, right? And I had spotted a vintage dealer that is where I had intended to go to right off the bat. That didn't really happen. In fact, I didn't end up hitting that vintage dealer until later in the show and didn't buy anything there. But walking past some of these value boxes, you start to see some color and things like that. And suddenly you find yourself digging through the box and it's 2 hours later and you've gone where the show has taken you. So up first, I've got some of these Fleer hardball cards, which I really like. They're, baseball die cuts, basically. We got a Pedro Martinez and a Nomar Garciaparra. Great shortstop for the Boston Red Sox. Great rivalry with Derek Jeter of the Yankees. Really nice little cards. I like these fun little special die cuts whenever I can find them. Couple Topps 205 minis and got two Chipper Jones here. I don't know if the gold border is a parallel. I'll have to check that out. But they've got the polar bear backs on them. They have a number of different backs on these. So these were, gosh, were these their own set or were these part of another set? I think Topps 205 was its own set. And then another mini that I came across, this was Topps 206. And what really grabbed me was the hair on Tim Lincecum. No cap, hair exposed. The background's a little different too. So I was like, oh, that's not one I would normally see a lot. And I love minis. I hate storing them and shipping them can be a little problematic, but I do like them. They're they're light to ship out, and they don't take up a lot of room, but they're a little harder to take care of because they get shuffled around and can get lost. But then I turn it over and I see it is numbered out of 99. So that's a win to get that. What did I got that for a quarter, right? I got that out of the 50-cent box, negotiated down to a quarter a card for my buy. So I'll take a number out of 99 for a quarter. And it's someone who had legit big time seasons in Major League Baseball. Tim Lincecum was no joke. I believe they called him the Freak, because they just couldn't believe how much power he generated in his pitching arm with his frame. So that was a nice find in there. Then in the past, I came across one or two of these, and they seem to have kind of won a place in my heart. Maybe even to a fault. Will I be able to move these? I don't know. Maybe they'll be more challenging than I thought they would be. But I really like these. It is a leaf set called Steel, and these are, I think, 1996. Just looking at the back here to see if I can see the year. Yep, 96 leaf steel. So these are made of metal. I don't know if they're really steel. I don't really care if they're really steel. What I do know is they are pure metal, and they are, you can hear they're solid front and back. It's not just a lining over it. But these are solid metal. I'll say they're steel, since that's the name. They're heavy too. They probably weigh as much as 10 standard paper cards. So shipping is a little more problematic. Obviously, they're not flexible either. So that will be a problem I'll have to address when some of them sell. But we got a nice Mike Piazza here. I got 3 copies of Barry Bonds, and all have the film on them. I actually have 3 Mike Piazza as well. I picked up actually a 4th Piazza. I didn't realize I had that many Piazza. 2 Chipper Jones. So good to get some Chipper Jones. And then I have the Professor, Greg Maddux. There we go. And 2 Sammy Sosa. And these ones I find interesting because you can see from the manufacturer the challenge of trying to keep the prints identical. And I noticed this on both the front and the back. So these are the same Sammy Sosa cards. And the one on the left of the screen, your left, really pops with color, while the one on the right side, where you can see my thumb holding it, pinching it in there, seems kind of dull. And that's got to be just a manufacturing issue. And it carries over to the back. So now you can see the image on the left is the duller one. The image on the right is popping with color. So I'll have to list those individually because clearly the images are both different enough that that would not be appropriate to list as a volume card. So yeah, I like the steel cards. Let me know if you have any. Have you sold any? Do they move for you? I just find them as a personal favorite, so I continue to pick them up when I find them, and I don't find a lot of them. Let's see. I'm gonna set this aside because I know I found a few of these. Yep. As I get some that I know I picked up some quantity from the same set, I'll put them aside for us so we can kind of keep them together. Here we have a Leaf Fractal Matrix Gamers die cut. Hadn't seen that before, but it looks pretty sharp. This is Albert Bell in his White Sox unis. A nice score artist proof card here from the San Diego Padres. This is Fernando Valenzuela. Nice refractor prismatic type of finish there. I like to call this the zipper. It looks like a zipper going up and down. Let's see. What else do we have? We've got a nice Topps 205 3-page. So you've got Nomar and Jeter, and I grabbed that specifically because of the rivalry between them. It kind of tells a story. A Pedro Martinez Pacific Collection Prism here. Nice looking card. Kind of that zipper as well. Got a few of those. Here is a Greg Maddux card from Pacific as well. The Pacific Collection in 1997. I want to hold this up to show you there's this little acetate window in there with the close-up headshot. And then the card itself has this striated gold all through it. So a really nice design there from the folks at Pacific. I I didn't know much about Pacific before I started getting into the card business. But since getting acquainted with them, I think their stuff is really impressive. Here we've got a Topps Stadium Club, insert Second City Sluggers. And what is unique about this design is it is two different images. So on this side, we have Frank Thomas. On the other side, we have Hall of Famer Ryne Sandberg. And actually, is Frank Thomas in the Hall of Fame now? I think Frank Thomas might be in the Hall of Fame. But two really good players in Chicago history. I'm a big fan of Stadium Club. I keep my eye out for those cards all the time. So nice insert here. Topps 206 Yadier Molina. I've got a nice inventory of Yadier Molina. One of the greatest catchers of all time, in my opinion. He was the prototype for many, many years. He should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. So I keep a lot of his cards on hand as well and try to keep a number of them listed. Let's see here. Some black gold I'll set aside. Modern Kyle Schwarber Ray Wave. Schwarber is one of those few players that even the base cards go a lot for me. Just a really big following. So I try to continue to take advantage of that, right? Like if they're selling, keep listing. Like Dollar Box says, you can't sell what you don't list. And I apologize for the little bit of stalling. As I said, I'm trying to sort some of these as I list them. This next one is fun. It's Upper Deck. It's a VJ Lavero Showcase, which I think is the photographer. So that's an insert set, and these are from 1996. And the reason I grabbed this is it becomes a 2-for-1 card. And I've got two copies here. It is Barry Bonds with Junior right behind him. So this is just spur of the moment, on the field, pregame type of picture. But you get two greats of the game there together, which is a deal in my opinion. Looking for some more horizontals while I got them. This day in history, I picked up a couple of these. Kind of a unique concept. And this is, I got two copies of this. This is Drew Henson. And you may have heard me talk about Drew Henson before. So this day in history, July 28th, we look at the back. July 28th, 2001, after getting called up to AAA Columbus on June 18th, Drew Henson had his only multi-homer game of the 2001 season over a month later. Henson, a former college football quarterback at the University of Michigan, there's your clue, ripped 2 home runs at Charlotte against the Chicago White Sox farm team. So Drew Henson is a guy that I pick up because he was drafted by the New York Yankees, but as a quarterback for the University of Michigan, he split time with a gentleman by the name of Tom Brady, which to me makes Drew Henson relevant. So that's why I pick him up. You may have seen in my last pickups video, I like these Studio Gold. So I picked up a Kenny Lofton Studio Gold. I find those to be unique cards. Unique is good in the hobby, in my opinion. Why would you not want something different, right? If you're looking at your cards. I did find, let's see, I'm trying to stick with some horizontal cards here, but I'm going to have to go back to vertical. So I will switch those out. Found some first day issue of Top Stadium Club. So the first day issue and the members only are some of the more desirable Stadium Club cards. So there's a Terry Steinbach here, and these are from '94. We got the Milwaukee Brewers Darryl Hamilton here, first day issue, and you can see the foil first day issue logo up there. Got a few more of those. Skeeter Barnes, which is a fun baseball name. Hey, Skeeter. And Juan Guzman of the Toronto Blue Jays. All of those are first day issues. So happy to pick those up. After the 2024 World Series victory by the Dodgers, it's nice to see Freddie Freeman getting some love. And this is the Mojo Parallel, the 35th anniversary of 1989 Topps Baseball. I will grab that anytime when I'm paying a quarter for it. Then we have some more from Greg Maddox. We've got some Upper Deck Black Diamond with the nice little small dots or diamonds, refractor type finish in that. A Fleer, let's see, what year is this? 2003 Fleer, Rookies and Greats, Babe Ruth. And what got me on this one is this is actually like a gold foil up there. It looks really sharp. This next one I got really because a friend of mine likes this player. 2008 Topps Ring of Honor, Mets Ring of Honor, Darryl Strawberry for the 86 World Series. My buddy Frank's a big Darryl Strawberry fan, so I pick up some of Straw's cards when I'm out. A nice Ionics card here. This is the Shockwave insert, and the player is Sammy Sosa. Nice looking card there. It really has some good eye appeal to it. You can see it's got that refractor type quality to it. So like that a lot. Jim Abbott Bowman, and it's got the gold foil on it. I pick up some Jim Abbott. The first couple times I picked up Jim Abbott, I didn't know if it would sell or not, but he has. So I'll continue to pick him up. Jim Abbott, of course, famously pitched in the major league with one hand. Was it a farm accident or was he born with only one hand? Might have been a farm accident, but left-handed pitcher learned how to swap the glove around right after he pitches so he could field his position and had a pretty good career. I believe he had a no-hitter as well. Got a Panini Don Russ from 2024. This is, I believe, the red, white, and blue prism of Donnie Baseball. Love some Donnie Baseball, Don Mattingly. Great player and a Yankee. Topps Turkey Red, Ozzie Smith. Those are nice. They scan real easy. I think they're a classic look, so I like to pick those up. Next up is a Topps from 90, I want to say 96. So look at the back of this. Yep, 96 Topps. And great shortstop. Star Power insert with a little fancy finish to it. Star Power insert for Barry Larkin. And I don't know if you can fully appreciate that unless I bring it closer. Look at that finish to it. That's really cool. I like that. Barry Larkin doesn't get the love of a Jeter, so to speak, but had a really good career. I'm going to pull the others out from behind because I got another acetate card here. We got Mo Vaughn with a refractor border and acetate in the middle behind the image. This is a 2000 or 2010? 2000 EX. That's what that is. Nice image, nice card. Mo Vaughn, had a few really good years, was a good hitter. Just sharp looking card, which is what drove me to pick that one up in that buy. Let's see. Albert Pujols, another first ballot Hall of Famer when it gets to be his turn. This is, I believe, a 2008 Topps, and it's an insert from the trading card history insert. And this is a throwback to the 1960s Z-Nuts cards. I like these cards that mimic the cards of old, tie us back to the history of cards. Nice Albert Pujols Cardinals image there. Can't walk away from something like that. Fleer Platinum. I think this is 2002. Yeah, 2002 Fleer Platinum Wheelhouse of Vlad the Impaler, Vladimir Guerrero. The Wheelhouse, kind of a comical kind of insert set. You got the gears behind him. Caught my attention, and I often say if it caught my attention, it'll probably catch someone else's attention as well. Up next, I've got another Fleer card, 2001 Fleer Platinum. And this is a rookie card. I actually grabbed 2 copies of this. Sometimes you're going through a box and you see just a baseball name and you're like, I got to have that. That is just a great baseball name. So I picked up 2 copies of this St. Louis Cardinals rookie, Stubby Clapp, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for Stubby Clapp. Heck of a guy. Like the little fancy sideburns there, cut into just the little short beard strip. Guy is styling and profiling like the great Ric Flair would say. So picked up both copies of that when I saw it. Just looked like a lot of fun. The great one, Rickey Henderson. Got a Panini Donruss Unleashed insert for Rickey Henderson. Just sharp looking card. I always like the Unleashed with the big bear in the background. Rickey Henderson was just an amazing, amazing player. I was just a kid when he was breaking the stolen base record, and I remember that being the chase in my old baseball sticker book. You would have to get all the stickers to make this image of Rickey Henderson laid out with a head for steel to steal a base. Let's see here. A couple more Drew Henson. I picked up these Fleer Platinum from the same set as Stubby Clapp. I got these Drew Henson rookie cards as well. So as I told you, I like to pick up Drew Henson because of his connection to Tom Brady. This one I bought specifically to have a conversation with the Dollar Box. If you listen to the Dollar Box Live with Adam and I on Wednesday nights, you probably know that we have a friendly discussion about the greatest shortstop of all time. And Adam is firmly in the camp of Derek Jeter. I acknowledge Jeter is a great shortstop. He's a Hall of Famer. But so is Cal Ripken Jr. And Cal Ripken Jr. was my guy growing up. So I got 3 copies of this Deja Vu from Pinnacle Summit. It's got the kind of the ghost image of Cal Ripken Jr. And then you have the foreground image of Derek Jeter, some gold foil on there. On the back, they kind of talk about Ripken versus Jeter. Um, and they both talk about them both being a little taller than the average shortstop, which is true. Cal Ripken kind of broke the mold for shortstops to be those bigger hitters with some pop. And they're both superb fielders, it says. At this point, Cal has more power, while Derek hits for average. And the chicks dig the long ball, right? So clearly, Cal Ripken Jr. is the bigger draw than Derek Jeter. Take that, dollar box. Let's see, what else do we have here for you today? A little more Stadium Club. We've got a Paul Molitor, Hall of Famer Paul Molitor in his Toronto Blue Jays uni, and another first day issue, which is fantastic. We've got a Johnny Bench here from Topps 206. Nice reprint image used in the modern 206 set. I do appreciate some of those reused images in modern sets. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Let's see. We've got a Donruss press proof here. Right-handed pitcher. Who is this? Who is this? I want to say David Cohn, but I don't know if that's right. No, it's not David Cohn. The foil is really hard to read, which is interesting because I don't remember struggling this when I picked it up. David Cohn. It is David Cohn. All right. All right. I know my baseball for the most part. So because it was a press proof, I thought that would be a nice pickup. He's known for his time with the Yankees as well. This happens to be his Kansas City Royals image. Team Stadium Club finest of Hall of Famer Ozzie Smith here. Nice shiny card for the Wiz. I'm always on the lookout for copies of cards where Ozzie Smith did his famous trademark backflip. Didn't find any this trip out, but when I see them, I certainly grab them. And then some modern Topps Heritage, 2008, I think. These are tribute cards to the plane crash which took the life of Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper. The day the music died, I grabbed 2 copies of this. Part of this is just a personal buy because we have the GOAT card show at the historic Riverside Ballroom here in Green Bay. And the Riverside Ballroom was the second to last show that Buddy Holly had before that fateful plane crash on his way to Iowa. So we hold on to that history here at the Riverside Ballroom. And they have a nice tribute to Buddy Holly every year because of that. Couple Derek Jeter Fleer metal cards here. Got 2 copies of that. 2 copies of Topps Total Greg Maddux. Nice looking card here with all the MLB logos behind him. It's a foil card, so that's always nice. Won't be able to scan it, but it is a nice looking card. Barry Bonds Fleer 91 with the flaming skull and crossbones bat. Just a cool look. I know a lot of people have hard feelings about Barry Bonds, and that's okay. You have your feelings. He is a great player, set records. He could mash the long ball like nobody else, and I don't think you can take that away from him. How we got there is a different story, but we're not going to debate that today. Interesting point about this card as well. I had someone going through my dime box at the show that specifically asked me about early 90s error cards where the only difference was does it have a period or not, and Fleer is one of those sets. So they were going to email me because I said I definitely have some. I just don't separate them, and I could start putting some aside for them if that's really what they wanted. They only wanted the error card without the dot on them. like after ink or something like that. Which to each their own, right? To me, that doesn't really mean a whole lot, but to collectors, certainly they are treating them as a whole different parallel. Fleer Traditions, Albert Pujols. Nice looking card here. Diamond Tributes. I really like that. If I see some more of those, I'll pick them up. I don't think I have any other ones of that right now, but I think it's a pretty cool looking card. Don't you think so? All right, more Greg Maddux. I guess it was a Greg Maddux kind of day. This is a Pacific collection. What year? 2000, 2000 what? 96, 96. And I would assume this is like a blue parallel, because that is a nice teal aqua blue. Well, you can't really see it. Maybe if you bring close, there you go. You can really see it there. That is all blue foil. Really nice looking card. Still sorting some things out for you as I go along. So if you hear a little pause in my delivery on these cards, that is exactly why, because I'm sorting them out as I go along. And Own the Game Tops card, Ryan Howard, all foil. Really nice looking hollow foil card. You can see the different colors as I flex that a little bit. Couple copies of Fleer Ultra coming at you here. What year is this? 94. Yeah, 94 Fleer Ultra. Randy Johnson, Strikeout King. You see the little medallion there for Strikeout King. Nice looking card. Honestly, I think I picked this up because I was really close to having a flat 200 cards in this deal, and I ended up having to pick out like 10 more at the end. So I got 3 copies of this one, and there was another card that I got like 5 or 6 copies of, just to quickly get to 200 without struggle. And I think it worked out. I think it'll work out in the end. This is another one that was kind of a second pass through that I picked up. Fleer Metal Mining for Gold insert. Probably not going to sit in there nice, but it's like a little gold bar, and you can see it's a gold foil finish. Really sharp looking card in my opinion. I wish it was. Bobby Abreu had a nice career, and he had a couple super great seasons, but I don't think he has a lot of hobby. Would have been nice if I could have got a different player on that, but take what you can get, right? Next up, I have 6 copies of this card. Nomar Garciaparra, Don Russ, 86. And this was one of those speed pickups at the end when I was like, okay, I just want to get to 200. 6 copies of this. You can see that they had a previous tag on it, calling it a short print for $3. Don Russ, 86 originals. I don't know for sure if that is a short print, but I tend to trust some of these stickers. Doesn't always pan out. Sometimes they're listed incorrectly. But again, I look at it like if they were trying to sell this as a short print for $3 at some point, yes, it didn't go for $3, and that's why it ended up in this value box. But at least I feel like it's a good bet I should be able to get $1.99 on something like that. So Nomar Garciaparra, 6 copies of that. So I'll get a nice quantity listing on that. Speaking of quantity listings, here's a quantity of 3 for Fleer 1999, I believe, 98 or 99. Legends of the Game, and that is Willie Mays, a nice image of him celebrating on the field. So that's got some eye appeal for those Willie Mays buyers. Really cool looking Fleer Traditions insert here. Got that reactive foil on it. It's part of an insert set in the clutch, and it's Juan Gonzalez. Look at those little popping diamonds and circles on there. That's really nice. A Topps gold label. If you've watched my content before, you know I'm a fan of the gold labels. This is actually an insert the Treasury, Chipper Jones, looks really sharp, just classic gold, but also kind of get that hollow foil refractor finish. And then another vertical one here. This is Ionics, a fun insert. If you are a fan of Austin Powers, you will know what they were thinking of when they made this one. I believe this is a 2000 Ionics. It is the Awesome Powers remix, or Austin Powers Ionics. So it looks like the Austin Powers logo. I am a huge Austin Powers fan, so that card had me at hello. Hopefully, there are other like-minded individuals out there as well. We'll do some horizontal cards here. This is a Topps insert from 99, I think. And it's called Ringleaders. A lot going on in this card. I'll hold it a little closer for a minute. See, it reminds me of the more recent trophy collectors or trophy collection cards in a modern set. I can't think of which one it is right now. I want to say Topps Chrome. But you got the eagle, you got the ring. It is just really impressive. Like if I could get this in some Hall of Fame superstar, I probably would keep it for my PC. I like it that much. We've got some. Another die cut. Another Greg Maddux. Holographics. I like the holographics. I picked them up quite a bit. Nice Greg Maddux here. Future Fame insert with the die cut. Another Willie Mays. This one is a special set, I believe. World Series Highlights is the insert set from Topps. And this is 2003, I believe. But this has got that hollow foil finish. It's Willie Mays making the catch. How cool is that to share that image in a card and then make it look that sharp? I think it's classy the way they did that. Crowning achievement insert from Fleer, Derek Jeter. So some nice foil in there. This World Series Highlights from Topps again. This one, just like the Willie Mays, it's got the same finish, but this is Ozzie the Wizard Smith. Plays Dazzling D in World Series victory. Another Studio Gold. This one, Don Mattingly. Another Derek Jeter. Pinnacle Mint. So this is like the bronze or the copper coin on there, the mint. Looks like a huge penny. Another Jeter Pacific collection here. And this is a red foil, so I'm assuming this is a parallel. I've got to look that up, but you can see red foil there. And then one more horizontal. This is 99 Invincible, and this is Sammy Sosa. I don't know if I've seen a card look more like summer baseball than that one. You got the clouds in the sky. It's bright out. The green grass. I just think that's a really sweet image on that one. All right. Let's go into some of the multi-cards from sets that I put aside here. These two. I thought these were the same set, but looking a little closer, they probably are not. Nope. So this is a 2000 Topps Own the Game, Titans of the Game, Randy Johnson. You've got some action going on here with the refractivity of it. That's right. I just said refractivity. 2002 Topps Own the Game, Randy Johnson again. So I got a little more Randy Johnson this trip out. You can see that it's got some refractor qualities there as well. So this is Holographics Launchers insert set. I got two of these Sammy Sosa. Look sharp. I like the black and the blue and purple hues. And then also got a Chipper Jones. I'll hold that one up closer so you can see the activity going on there. So there's some kind of like scope circles going on in those. Looks really cool. I I love holographics. I don't know if there's any other holographics lovers out there, but they're one of my faves. I pick them up all the time. Some Fleer Ultra Gold medallions. So I got a Don Mattingly, a Randy Johnson, and a Barry Bonds. Probably got more Barry Bonds today than I normally have as well. I always like the gold colored cards as well. I think that has buy appeal. Couple more bonds. This set is tops embossed. Looks like it is out of maybe 95, maybe. Can't quite see it. I don't want to reach for the magnifying glass right now. But these are gold cards as well. A couple of Barry Bonds. I think they look sharp. I would assume that these are an insert or parallel with that solid gold finish. This is a Don Mattingly, Donnie Baseball. And finally, a Jeff Bagwell MVP 94, Rookie of the Year 91. Don't have a lot of Jeff Bagwell. I think that's a card that has the potential to do well. Let's reset our card stand here. Make a little more room. These are Topps Bowman Heritage, I should say. And they are mimicking one of the 50s sets of Bowman, but these are 2004. They're mimicking the old 50s set where they had the TVs. Is that like 52 or 54, something like that? So we got some Sammy Sosa. We got some Nomar Garciaparra. And then this last one is also 2004, but I noticed it's a different color. So we may have some parallel activity going on here. But this last one is David Ortiz, Big Poppy. Let's see here. And then I was able to grab a number of these. What are these called? They're from Upper Deck Choice. Oh no, one of them just came apart on me. So they're those pop-up cards, and you do have to handle with care, as I just discovered. So I've got 3 copies here of the Derek Jeter, and these are from 1998. So I know these are an insert, but you punch out the cards and they create this like stand-up card. So I got 4 of these. Trying to handle it carefully. Derek Jeters. So you've got the body and the head, and then you fix the head on the body. And I got these because we were talking about that Deja Vu card that compared Jeter and Cal Ripken. Well, I found the Jeters and a Cal Ripken version of this card. So I thought, well, if we're going to talk about the two, I need to get cards for both. But as I was just handling these, look what happened, ladies and gentlemen. This duplicate of Cal Ripken I got actually separated. So it looks like I have one for myself now. I'm going to set up this pop-up card and display it for myself because I do enjoy it. So sometimes, even when you have an accident, it kind of works out for you because now I get to say, I'm going to keep that card for myself. I see the other Cal Ripken card is pretty loose on that seam as well. So I'm going to see if I can quickly put that in a sleeve to make sure it stays together. There we go. Because condition is everything, right? And I'm actually going to put that in a top loader right away as well and minimize the opportunity it has to continue to separate on that sleeve because a buyer is most likely going to want to get that card in one piece, right? All right. We've got some Pacific Prisms coming at you, and these are all from the same year. What year is that, you say? Well, let me get my magnifying glass and tell you that these are all 1994. Got a few volume cards here. So first up, 4 copies of Don Mattingly. And Pacific Prisms, man, they were not shy, were they? Look at how much color and action is going on. It's like somebody's at Studio 54 at the disco, and then two of the Tony Gwynn as well. I've gotten these before. I will continue to get them every time I pick them up. They do seem to be good sellers for me, especially if you get good solid names. Not to be outdone, Upper Deck Collector's Choice in 1996 did some orange ice versions of their You Crash the Game. So there are two Cal Ripken Juniors. What's nice about that is I would consider that a color match with the Orioles orange logos. How amazing does that card look under the light, huh? If I can get it on the stand here. Call me Butterfingers. There we go. And then I found another copy of that set, and this one is for Jim Edmonds when he was with the Angels. So not quite a color match, but still a sharp looking card. I like those. I need to find more of those. How about a Don Ross X 1.0? I never saw these before. These are from 1997, apparently, and this is a Barry Bonds. So the X 1.0. I don't know what that signifies. What was their thought on that marketing? If you know what that stands for, let me know. I'd love to learn a little more about those cards. How about a die cut? We got a Dennis Eckersley coming at you. Oh, we did one of these before. I should have had it together. This is a Leaf Fractal Matrix Dennis Eckersley. Sharp looking card. It's got the little indentations in the side from the die cut. And that's a Hall of Famer. More known for his time with the Oakland A's, in my opinion. But doesn't really matter what team is on the card. You will have buyers that prefer one team over the other. But if I'm a Cardinals fan and I want to get all the Cardinals Hall of Famers, I need the Cardinals version too, right? Then we got some Fleered Tradition milestone inserts. I got two of Michael Jack Schmidt. I don't know where the Smith came from. I went to school with the Mike Smith. If you're listening, Mike, it's time we get together for a drink again. Let's see here. Get that set up properly for you. There we go. And then a couple Nolan Ryan. Got two copies of that, of the milestones. I was talking with some people at a box when we were all digging about how unique Nolan Ryan is. We were talking about how pitchers don't hold their value, and they said, well, unless you're Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan is a freak of nature, both in the longevity that he played, the records he set, but also how his cards have retained values. Pitcher cards historically do not have the same value as position players unless you're Nolan Ryan. And then, of course, two of the great one, Ricky Henderson, 3,025 career stolen bases at this time, 3,035 games. Henderson surpassed Ty Cobb in 2002 for fourth place on the Major League's all-time list for most career games played. Ricky has seemingly been around forever. He did play for like 20 different teams, and he has played in at least 100 games in 20 of his 24 seasons. So interesting to see a milestones card for Ricky Henderson that's not about stealing bases. It's about how many games played, which is a key to how he was able to steal so many bases. All right, we're kind of in the final stretch here. We're almost done. Let's see what else we got. We've got some I believe these are 1952 throwbacks from a recent Topps issue. What year is this from Topps? Oh, it sucks when your eyes start to go, folks. 2006. So I got two of these Albert Pujols. Again, first ballot Hall of Famer, in my opinion. Maybe another year to go until he's eligible. Two of these Chipper Jones already in the Hall of Fame. And Mariano Rivera, Hall of Famer, Yankees reliever. I think he's got the all-time saves record, right? Okay. Moving on. Let's get some shiny stuff here. These are Topps, Bowman Heritage. I say Topps. Topps owns Bowman, so it's really a Topps card, but the brand is Bowman. These are 2007. I'm not sure what this insert or parallel set is called. I'll have to look it up. But they are thicker. So you can see it's like twice, maybe three times the standard paper card size. And then they are shiny all the way through. Hollow foil all the way through. So we got a nice Albert Pujols there. We've got Roger Clemens, the Rocket, if you will. And we've got a Derek Jeter, as the announcer used to say. You can see a nice refractor hollow foil all the way through. Great looking cards there. And then I got some black gold. I am a fan of the black gold from Topps. What year are these? These are from 1990. 1993. So we've got a Greg Maddux. I mean, the gold, just the way it shines, just looks really sharp with the black. We've got a Barry Bonds. And then 3 copies. That's right. 1, 2, 3. Tony Gwynn. 3 Tony Gwynns. Another Hall of Famer. So anytime you can get those Hall of Famers, it's usually a decent bet, right? Okay. Up next, we've got some 2002 Fleer. And this is an insert set. I'm looking to see if I can spot the name. Oh, man. 2002 Fleer Tradition. But these are some insert set. It's kind of like a big head comic type thing. You'll recognize it when you see it. I just don't know what to call it right now. We got Roger Clemens. So you can see it's the caricature of the body and then the photo image of the player's head on the caricature. Pedro Martinez. And then 2 copies here of Randy Johnson, the big unit, killing birds. So the numbering, like the Randy Johnson, is U9 of 10HU. So I don't know what the HU stands for. I can't even guess at what the HU stands for on these. We got some grassroots, Fleer Traditions grassroots inserts. What drew me to these is the sheer color pop on these. So the grassroots is green like the grass, as you can see. I got 3 copies of this Ichiro from the Seattle Mariners and 2 copies of Noma from the Boston Red Sox. The green just pops, and look at that. It goes really well with our JC3 logo above there. Look at that. It's a perfect color match. I like that. And then I came across these Josh Gibson home run history inserts from Topps. I had not seen these before. Like, they remind me of the NFL cards that count down all the touchdowns for Brett Favre, Tom Brady, whoever else. These are from 2007. And this was before we were talking about incorporating the NLB stats into Major League history. But these are all Josh Gibson. Let's see if I can put them in order here. Home run number 570. Well, you can't really see the foil, can you? Maybe if I give it a little more angle. There we go. 570. Well, come on now. You can do it. You can do it. 570 there. 600 here. 620. And finally, 793. So you think about Babe Ruth and Hank Aaron and then Barry Bonds and those home run records. I believe Josh Gibson would have smashed all of them. If you look at the back, 800 plus home runs. Some referred to Josh as the Black Babe Ruth as a testament to the length and frequency of his home runs. Satchel Paige called him the greatest hitter who ever lived. From the time he was called from the seats to catch for the Homestead Grays as an 18-year-old to his retirement 17 years later, Gibson hit close to 800 long balls, as many as 84 in one season, with a career batting average topping 350. And some people can argue, oh, well, were those major league ballparks? I would argue that some of those ballparks were deeper than your standard major league ballpark. So Josh Gibson was no slouch. He was the real deal. Two copies of this Score Gold Rush from 1994, I believe. And we've got Randy Johnson. As we said before, I love those gold cards, and I think you do too. I think gold cards, gold's the universal sign of high quality in the world, right? So it's pretty hard to resist those. And that, believe it or not, is the last of our buys today. What do you think? How did we do on those? Quite a few. See, I got 200 from one table. I got another 100 from another table. I don't know, maybe 450 cards for the day. Pretty good haul to bring home. Keeps me busy. Got plenty of new inventory to list out there. Obviously, when I'm picking out of boxes, I'm getting mostly cards I don't have. If I've got 10 copies of a card already sitting at home, it means it hasn't been selling, right? And I'm not going to get some more of it. So let me know what are some of your favorites here today. It was fun going through them. Obviously, a lot of baseball cards compared to some of the other categories. Okay, we got a little bonus pick in here. I almost forgot about this. I had set this aside to go through later. Recording this ran a little late and I forgot all about it. So I am jumping back in to share with you a little bit more on this. This was a table where I stopped and I was looking for some stuff that was maybe a little bit nicer than the dollar boxes and the 50-cent boxes. So I picked up a few higher end cards. Again, negotiated, left the stickers on here so you can kind of see what the dealer was asking. But first up, we've got a Lauren Betts Bowman U. I grabbed this one because when I have done some of my liquidity lists, Lauren Betts' name starts to pop up here and there. So I thought that would be a good play. And then I really like Panini Origins, and especially the inserts. This Jason Tatum Origins Catapults insert was there, so I picked that up. Jason Tatum had a good run with the Celtics, of course, NBA championship, so that should be a decent play for me. Anytime you find some Kobe's, you pick them up. That's the rule that I go by. As long as they're in that price range I'm looking for, and this certainly was. You can see they were looking for $2, which is not a lot. Not a special card by any means, but Kobe is Kobe, and you pick them up. Next, Sir Derek Henry. King Henry, if you will. Little relic card here with a little bit of a jersey from the Tennessee Titans. Dealers were looking for $10 on that one. I don't know that I would have paid $10 if I was just picking up a single. But when I was able to bundle, I was able to get a price that I found acceptable. And then really like this design. It is a Tobias Harris Art Nouveau. Is this Basketball Kings? Maybe I see the king there. Another relic card though. They were seeking $3 on this. Let me look at the back on this one. Panini Court Kings basketball. Yeah, Court Kings. So I just like the Art Nouveau design. I thought that was cool. Philadelphia is a huge market. Oh, Stu's trying to eat the cards. Stop it, Stu. Stop it. Um, so Philadelphia being a large market, even though I don't watch a lot of basketball, maybe a Bucks game here and there. When the playoffs come around, I watch a little bit more. But even though I wasn't familiar with Tobias Harris, this was a card with enough eye appeal that I said, I'll buy that for $1. And then we've got a little Tom Brady action. Dealer had this out for $5 in this screw down case, which I'll take that out of there and replace that. I don't really like screw down cases, but we got a Ring of Honor here for one of his Super Bowl victories with the New England Patriots. Brady as the GOAT of football, one of the GOATs of football, I should say, certainly of the quarterback position. Still has a really strong market, even though he's up in the booth now. But for less than $5, I will grab that card. Then we got a couple horizontal cards here. This first one is Mark Gasol from Panini Crusade. Majestic insert with some memorabilia there. You got a little bit of a jersey. Mark Gasol, I think he's a little dated now. I remember Paul Gasol and Mark Gasol. International players, really solid, did a good job. So I went ahead and grabbed him. This next one, I think, will be hot. And you can see the dealer was hoping it would be too. They had it marked for 15. Saquon Barkley, unparalleled rookie card. And obviously a prism effect on there as well. Looks really sharp. You can see it moving around there. With Saquon, leading the league in rushing right now, having a career year, I thought, I'll pay up a little bit for that. Not $15, but I will pay up a little bit. So I picked that up. And then finally, a quad swatch ballpark collection baseball card from Upper Deck. And this one had 4 relevant players on it. A lot of pitchers, but relevant. No, in fact, they're all pitchers. Serial numbered out of 400. Let's see if I can get it in here. There we go. Dealer was seeking $10 on it. I might have even paid $10 for that for like a PC item. But you got Jake Peavy, Randy Johnson, Roy Halladay, and Carlos Zambrano on there. Quad swatch memorabilia. Really nice collection of pictures. And of course, to get it serial numbered is nice. Stat Kings parallel, I believe, is what it's telling me there. If I look at the back, let's read this. You have received a trading card with Jake Peavy, Randy Johnson, Roy Halladay, and Carlos Zambrano game-used MLB memorabilia. The memorabilia has been certified to us as having been used in an official Major League Baseball game. We hope you enjoy this piece of MLB history as we continue to keep you as close as you can get to the game. Enjoy memorabilia card. So game used, certified game used. What does that mean? Well, it could have been a warm-up jersey or pants they wore, and then they changed out of it before the game actually started. I don't know, I suppose. I don't worry too much about the technical aspects of memorabilia. I think memorabilia is memorabilia. If the player put it on at some point, I'm good with it. Or if it was in their locker, I'm good with it. I'm not too picky on that. Now, if I was paying 10 grand for some kind of special memorabilia, then I'd probably be more concerned. So, yeah, so $10 on that one. Let's see. The dealer was asking 10, 25, 30, 35, 45, 48, $52 for all of these. I believe I bought these for $35. $35. So not a bad deal there as well. Well, we want to thank you for joining us today at JC3 Cards and Collectibles. Stu and I have been with you for over 2 hours now. And I know you're probably ready for something else. So thank you again for joining us. If it is your first time here, feel free to subscribe to our channel, get notifications when we have new content coming out. If you enjoyed this content today, go ahead and smash that like button. That helps us out a lot as well. We look forward to sharing with you this content each time. We will have more card shows coming up. Feel free to comment down below if you found some of the pickups that are especially interesting to you, or something that maybe you have a personal connection with or have experience with that maybe you know a little more about those cards than I do. Feel free to share that information. We really appreciate that as well. So with that, we want to say have a good day, everybody. Peace out. Take care of each other.